Did I say, the I open to go into that default line. Just, that was redundant.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me, Sherman?
I certainly can.
Hello.
And Cindy, I can see and hear you.
What about me? This
Awesome.
Ray.
And Ray, I can hear you. I can't see you just yet.
Oh, that you're not missing much.
No.
I'll stay in the shadows. I don't know why that is, but I'm not going to worry about it. As long as you can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay.
Hmm.
And Susan, yes, I can hear you. I don't see the, okay. It looks like Tobe is running the meeting packet today.
And Sherman, it looks like that we just have two more folks. It'll be Mike and Mark.
Okay, great.
Is Deborah on?
I'm not seeing her just yet.
Okay.
I don't believe I got a response from Deborah.
Okay.
She may be on, but she's not yet.
Good afternoon, Clayton. I can see that you've joined. Oh,
Hello,
and now I see your video and I think we can hear you too.
how are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Excellent. And Tobe, I can see the meeting packet.
That's good. I am not sharing that. I haven't been given the ability to share my screen yet, so
Gotcha.
I might get that by the time the meeting starts.
Perfect.
I'm sharing the packet. I'm just having I think that it'll work from here, and I appreciate your offer to help. I just I don't want to change any settings midstream. If we're able to all see each other and hear each other and actually have the meeting, I'll let it be.
That
Sounds
sounds
good.
excellent plan.
Clayton, is it cold out in Dodge?
No, surprisingly not. It is 70 degrees or so.
Wow, nice day.
Yeah, it's been really nice. I'm not sure what that means in terms of global warming, but
Yeah,
we'll take it for December.
yeah.
How
We're
about
hoping
Topeka?
it's not a sign of what January and February are going to be.
Exactly. We might pay for it yet. We might pay for it later.
Hi, Cindy. Hi, Sharman.
Hello there. We also have Ray on. Ray and Cindy and yourself, I think, so far, as committee members.
Okay. Hi, Ray.
Hey, Mike.
Sharman, is the interim Miss Rita Johnson going to join us today?
Yes, she is, but she had a prior commitment, so I do expect her to be perhaps a little tardy, unfortunately.
All right. Well, we'll have to pause and recognize or harass her. Either one.
Norman, did you happen to forward her the meeting invite?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
I forwarded that to her yesterday when I was on the phone with her and made sure that with all of her technology fun that she's getting set up at home, that she was able to get on that link.
Sharman, please forgive me. I think with the three of us, we have a quorum, correct, for the committee?
I'm going to defer to Susan Henry because I am not.
That's
Susan,
correct. You do have a quorum and you can begin now.
All right. Well, I'll call the Thursday, December 7th, Post-Secondary Technical Education Authority Program and Curriculum Committee meeting together. It's roughly about 3 o'clock. So welcome everyone. Welcome Cindy and Ray and Clayton and Charmin and Susan. I'm glad everyone could join today. Kind of the first item is the approval of the October 12th committee meeting minutes. Any corrections or edits to that? I'll entertain a motion to approve the October 12th minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Cindy and Ray. And I assume I'm not going to object with that. So we'll consider the motion approved, and we'll move on to item 2 within our discussion agenda. And Charmin, I'll turn this over to you to go through Dodge City's proposal for industrial maintenance.
Thank you, Chair Bean. Yes, Dodge City Community College is requesting approval, pardon me, of a technical certificate A for 30 credit hours in industrial maintenance. Dodge City explained that the proposal that they are providing today was due to the need to provide a trained workforce for the expansion of the Hilmer Cheese Company, in addition to existing workforce needs with their partnerships with Cargill Meat Solutions and National Beef. DC3 is estimating a projected enrollment for the program of 40 students per year. This program has undergone the statewide alignment process, and this proposal does not meet that requirement. The Kansas Department of Labor 10-year occupational outlook from 2020 to 2030 indicates a statewide change of employment for industrial machinery mechanics of 1.4% annually, annual median wage of a little over $62,000 a year, and the typical education for occupation entry is a high school diploma. Right now, the annual openings also equate to 531 jobs per year. This occupation is also included on the most recent high demand, high wage occupation listing from the Kansas Department of Labor. With the Lightcast job posting analytics from October of 2022 through October of 23, 966 total postings, of which 304 were unique, were advertised statewide, with an annual advertised salary of $56,800. And when we remove the job postings with no education level listed, 88% of those postings indicate a high school diploma or equivalent for entry into the occupation. DC3 noted that this occupation was not reviewed in the last Perkins Comprehensive Local Needs Assessment, as Hilmer Cheese had not yet announced the expansion of their plant. 3 letters of industry support for the proposed program were included in the packet, and supports and commitments include providing equipment, providing on-the-job training opportunities, interviewing program graduates, and serving on the advisory board. In addition, Dodge City USD also provided a letter of support for the program. We currently have 5 institutions offering a similar program, and the KTIP data for academic year 2022 is included in your packet. DC3 explained that collaboration with other institutions was not originally attempted due to the regional needs and the request of a 1-year program from their employers. They plan to begin the proposed program in the fall of 2024, estimating the initial cost of just a little bit over $1.19 million. This includes $60,000 for new full-time faculty, $14,000 for new part-time faculty, $870,000 for equipment, $46,000 for instructional supplies, tools, and technology needs, and $200,000 for facility renovations. Funding for this will be provided from the institutional budget, the DRAW grant, vocational capital outlay, and a Title V grant. Clayton Tatro, the Vice President for Workforce Development, will assume responsibility for the program. The proposed program was subject to the 10-day comment period, and we did receive 1 formal comment from Garden City Community College during that time, expressing concerns regarding collaboration and communication for a duplicative program. Dodge City provided us a follow-up letter explaining that they have contacted Garden City to discuss the program after receipt of the letter, and to also further explain their original thought process in not pursuing collaboration. to which Garden City also provided an additional letter to acknowledge the collaborative discussions held with DC3 and indicating that should the program be approved as it has been proposed, Garden City would like to reserve the right to also offer a shorter program in the future should their industry partners need it. And all three letters are included in this packet for your review. As one of the topics before the committee today concerns the approval of a program for funding which does not meet the statewide alignment, I'd like to just give the committee a little bit of additional insight about the alignment process as it pertains to this particular program. This program was last aligned in 2014. KBOR staff were contacted this fall by one of the other institutions offering the program with a request to do a new review. And we also identified that another institution had not aligned the program title previously. So at the time of this application, the realignment process has already been started by KBOR staff. The first step of that process will be to contact institutions to have them provide a survey to their business and industry partners, as well as working with you, Chair Bean, on any additional business and industry contacts that you would recommend. I'd also just mention that at the time of alignment in 2014, we only had 3 institutions currently offering the program and involved in those discussions. That was WSU Tech, Washburn Tech, and Johnson County Community College. I would also mention for the committee that meeting alignment is a criteria that's been included in our Perkins State Plan for federal funding, and it is one of the criteria upon which the funding of a Perkins program relies. We do have folks from Dodge City, as well as at least Mark Malone and Ryan Ruda from Garden City available, and I believe we would all stand for questions.
Thank you, Sharman. Clayton, anything else you want to add from Dodge City Community College perspective?
Well, I think probably the biggest piece there is not only the collaboration with Garden, and that did not happen, and I apologize for that. That is on my end. Because we were seeking a 1-year program, we felt like it was different enough that we did not seek collaboration in terms of the program itself. In hindsight, I should have reached out to Garden City in terms of best practices, recruiting strategies, and given them an opportunity to share with us how best they went about their first couple years in the program. So as I shared with Ryan, I apologize for that. The other piece really is around the alignment piece. We understand that this program, as presented, is not adhering to the alignment process. There are 4 courses that are not included in our proposal for alignment, or 4 courses for alignment that are not included in our proposal. However, our industry, our local industry, was quite adamant that they did want a 1-year program, and they were pretty adamant as to the courses that we offer in that 1-year program. And there's really no opportunity to get those additional courses in there in that 1-year period. So as Sharman and April and I have talked, we do understand that it does not meet alignment. We understand that if this program is approved, that this program would not be Perkins eligible. But I do think that since the last alignment process for industrial maintenance mechanic was done in 2014, that needs to be a consideration in terms of the alignment piece. And we would be happy if this were to be approved to participate in that alignment process, working toward as best we could an alignment or a realignment when that comes back up in front of business and industry.
Thanks, Clayton. I think also Deb has joined us, or at least it's fluttered in and out on my screen. So Cindy, Ray, or Deb, any additional questions for Sharman or Clayton? And I know Ryan from Garden City is on the call too.
This is Deb. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, great. Sorry, I was late. I always seem to have technical problems. One of the questions I had is that if I'm reading it correctly, this was not something that was listed on your last Perkins Comprehensive Local Needs Assessment?
That is correct, Deb. It was not. Obviously, there was a need within the community, but Hillmar coming in has really pushed that need forward. And at the time of our last CLNA, we did not have the Hillmar announcement. So Hillmar has really been the driving force for this application. They have reached out to us early and often, and really the local training has been an expectation of their expansion into Kansas as well. So it was not included in the last needs assessment, but very much high priority in terms of the community need.
All right, and so when you're, if I'm understanding correctly, that most of the state systems are looking at the local need, the next local needs assessment review.
Yes, we are in process right now of doing our 2025-2026 local needs assessment that is due to Perkins staff February 1st.
Okay, so I will tell you, Clayton, that's one of the things that most people or some people here on this know. I always ask about that, and I think it's important that the institutions identify their needs. Now, I understand there's last minute needs, but the not having it in your, so you will have it identified in February, hopefully.
Yes, ma'am.
And then one of the things, the alignment, I also think needs some work. I was concerned a little about some of the classes that, and you probably know, there's some of those classes that I think are pretty critical for students to have. I know a little about this area or this program. So I have some concerns about programs that weren't included. And so between alignment and the needs assessment and the classes that aren't included, I have some questions. So I'll leave it at that at this point as to whether this is ready to go forward.
Sure. And Deb, you may have been a little later coming on, but
I was.
As we talked earlier, we fully acknowledge that it does not meet the alignment process right now. There are 4 courses that it is lacking, but our local industry, particularly Hillmar, was quite adamant that they wanted a 1-year program where the current alignment process is 2 years. And they were quite adamant in terms of the courses that were included in that 1-year offering. So what we tried to do is best respond to local industry as best we could. And as we've discussed earlier, this alignment process for industrial maintenance mechanic last took place in 2014. So I really do believe that there will be a push within industry when this comes back up for realignment to have a short certificate available as well.
That'll be a really good question for them to look at and talk with industry when that realignment comes up. I think it comes up soon. So those are my observations.
So just so I make sure I understand, so the other 2, you said there were 3 other programs that had this program, but are they 2-year programs, those other ones?
They are offering a Certificate C or an associate degree, yes, which do meet the alignment requirements.
And this one doesn't because it's a 1-year program and it doesn't have all the classes. And so it's a Certificate A, is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So there isn't any other Certificate A certificates that are issued in this program currently?
Not currently, that's correct.
Not in this CIP code.
Okay.
There are several 1-year certificates across the state, that are in different CIP codes,
Hmm.
industrial engineering, manufacturing, technology, that are very similar to this program as well. In talking with KBOR staff, we were encouraged to include it, to use this zip code, and we did so. But there are about a half a dozen other one-year programs across the state in very similar zip codes as well.
Okay, thank you. And I assume there's no way to like speed up this alignment process and do something quicker so that we could maybe have that prior to this being approved?
It does take a little bit of time, obviously, to get everyone together. So we have already created the survey that goes to the institutions offering the program for them to share with their business and industry partners. We get that back. We convene business and industry to have them basically walk us through the certifications that they would like to see and the course competencies. The competencies really is what they tell us. Then we also convene faculty to basically agree upon and create the courses, create them if necessary, agree upon what those would look like, bring it back in front of business and industry to make sure that what we're proposing meets their needs, and then bring it forward to you all and through the process. So it is not a one or even probably a 2-month process. It does certainly take us a little bit longer than that to allow everyone some time for feedback and the back and forth that's necessary. And we also have Associate Director Crystal Roberts on the line today that heads up alignment. And then, of course, Director White, who has been working on alignment for some years. So I would just also add, if there's anything I missed, ladies, please do jump in.
I do think you covered it all, Charmin. Like you said, we're just in the kind of beginning stages of this, getting all the contacts that we need. So it will still be a few months out before we could even begin to have anything aligned. But of course, a Certificate A is one of the topics that is being discussed in some of the other regions for this program as well.
Ray,
Yeah,
I heard you speak
Yeah,
up too.
this is Ray. And I have to say that I'm troubled by this request on a number of levels. One, and the president acknowledged this not once but twice in his letter, that there was not an effort prior to the submission of this application to collaborate, communicate with Garden City. That's disappointing as far as my opinion. Two, alignment. I think alignment, as a TEA and certainly a curriculum committee, that alignment serves a very important purpose. And it's not just for the institutions, it's for, the business and industry partners throughout the state, and also for the students. So not to have that in place does not merit, in my opinion, approval. I guess I'm very concerned about, and I do respect that they're trying to respond to business and industry, but fast doesn't always equal quality and good. And I'm just wondering, if we were to approve this today and move this forward, then I would defer to staff or others in the committee. Are we beginning to be on a slippery slope here? Are we just saying, oh, never mind, alignment, really, we didn't really mean it? It's not that important? Are we rushing to a decision that yet has not been, issues not been vetted? So I'm struggling with, moving ahead on this, but I'm also very sensitive, coming from business and industry, that we as our institutions, are trying to respond to the needs of those businesses. And I'm just wondering, are there any other options at this point than moving forward with this? And I ask that question because, just a second, let me, that a couple of things come to my mind. One, I think they need to go back, not to the drawing board necessarily, but to the conference table with Garden City. I don't know what and how many or what percentage of the coursework is online. That could be an option, perhaps as far as a partnership. Another thing that came to mind, again, trying to respond in a rapid way to business and industry. What about customized training? Has that been considered? One other area that I think that they perhaps could consider is workforce AID. Does that have any role in this, trying to help and meet the needs of business and industry? I'm afraid that we could be entering a slippery slope or ready, fire, aim if we rush to any decision today, other than I'm suggesting that we postpone action today on this agenda item, and that, again, that Garden City and Dodge continue in a conversation that needed to be had before this was ever submitted. And that, and if they come to a point that, well, we tried, but, more power to them, let them, go down a different path and we go down our path, then we'll listen to that. But I do think that there are other options available. But certainly, I think it'd be more appropriate at this point to postpone action on this today and ask that they come back to the committee. I'm suggesting no later than February, our meeting in February on the 15th with, a plan and a response to the concerns that we have, or at least that I have, as a committee. So, we often hear legislators, that rush to take action on something, and then they start talking about, after it's in place, unintended consequences. There may be some unintended consequences here as presented, but in no way do I feel that I'm not in any way discouraging or being critical of Dodge City listening to their business and industry partners. That's what we as TEA, we keep promoting and suggesting and supporting collaboration, partnerships, and that starts with communication. This didn't start with communication with a fellow institution. And I'm not sure I understand why that didn't happen. It just didn't. So in a nutshell, that's kind of where I'm at today, Mike.
Yeah, I appreciate your comments, Ray. Deb or Cindy, anything else before I
I
ask a
have
few questions?
I have to agree. I mean, I was kind of going down that route when Ray started to summarize it. I just think we, um, you know, I, it's kind of one of those things where you want to do it because it is for business and industry, but we do have the processes in place and they're in place for a reason. And again, if we allow this one to occur, then do we just have this barrage of things that aren't going to be, meeting the standards that we put forth? And so I think that we do need to look at other options. I was kind of also leaning towards specialized training if it was business and industry focused, and if there was something we could do there. So I agree. I think we should postpone. I think that other avenues maybe should be investigated, and I do think we should at least try to prioritize getting, because it does sound like we do need to review this, and that may put in place an opportunity not just for Dodge, but others that may want to do this program as well. And that therein lies another issue of how many of those you need. So, I concur and think that's the direction we should go.
I appreciate
This is Deb.
go ahead,
Mike,
Deb.
I concur. The setting the precedent is a concern to me, and maybe we need an idea for a rapid response model or something. I don't know. That would be something to consider. But I agree with the no communication. That's an important part of some of the questions that we ask when people bring proposals to the board. The non-alignment, that gives us time to get some ideas, at least, and get the alignment process started, it's already started, but to get it further down the road, that might give us some more information we could use. And the other part is, I believe you'll probably, the Dodge City's special need, or the needs assessment, the Perkins needs assessment that you're doing, you will be farther along and you will have more information from local at local needs, at the local needs level, that you can tell us, nobody wants students to have math class for the Cert A, or you're going to be able to tell us some stuff. They don't need that whatever that, I'm blanking on it now, that certification thing, that whatever it is. So anyway, I would just feel better waiting and getting some more information.
Clayton, I noticed we had a little bit of runway. Your launch was fall of 2024, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, I am good to postpone for a month. Is there a curriculum committee meeting in January?
There is. January, help me, Sean, 11th, I think, 17th, 11th.
Well, the 11th.
Okay, thanks, Ray. Yeah.
Trying to get to it.
I think my only concern, and Mike, I appreciate the runway idea. We are ready to have every conversation needed. Ryan and I have had conversation. Harold and Ryan have had a conversation. We can definitely keep that communication piece going and look at collaboration ideas. I know that this program, regardless of length, is a very equipment intensive program.
Right.
So I'm not sure that there's going to be a whole lot of online opportunities for that. But we can definitely connect back with our industry partners, get back with Garden City, talk about opportunities to collaborate. I guess my question for the group, and I'm good to postpone, we're happy to take care of whatever we need to make this right. I don't see this. I mean, I can check with business and industry, but I really don't see this as an opportunity for alignment under the current alignment structure. So I guess what I'm asking the curriculum committee now, and you can tell me if it's not appropriate, is if the alignment piece is a make or break, I need to be looking at a different program zip code. I need to be comparing myself to other programs across the state that have similar one-year programs and have conversation with them and collaboration with them and really kind of reassess where we're going here. So I don't see our local business and industry really pushing for that 2-year program. I'm asking that, is there consideration for another CIP? Do we have the conversation with business and industry under this CIP and just see where it leads in the next month and come back and report out? I do want the opportunity to have this available for the fall. I do appreciate the runway, but we also have to have an opportunity to be able to promote and recruit. Ray, to your point, we will definitely do customized training at all levels with this program, but we do want the opportunity for it to be credit bearing when so many of our young people, particularly in Dodge City, where the school district is majority minority, to have an opportunity for training either while they're in high school or coming out of high school. So the customized training is going to be there regardless, but we do really want the opportunity for a credit bearing program. So I know I'm throwing a lot of questions at you, and this may not be the right forum yet, but if we're looking at the opportunity for a 1-year program at all, do I need to be looking at a different CIP and comparing myself with other schools?
Yeah, Clayton, that was one thing I was going to touch on was, making sure with your business industry partners that it is the right CIP code. And then I was going to also mention it might be worth a connection with Dr. Mosier or Rich Piper at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. And they do a lot in this field as far as customized training, but also for credit training. And I tried to pull it up in my notes here, but I don't know what their CIP code is that they've linked to industrial maintenance.
Their CIP code, if I'm reading it right, Mike, is 15.0406.
Okay.
Which is actually automation engineer.
Right.
And then we have Butler and Neosho do industrial technology, which is 150612. And then Flint Hills, Hutchinson, and Manhattan have manufacturing engineering, which is 150613.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know. I always like to think our industry partners, as know what best their zip code may be, and maybe it's that conversation of, hey, is this the right one for your intent? I don't know. Just thinking out loud. But Clayton, I know you emphasize this, and committee members have emphasized this. I do know that at least for Elmar Cheese, this is a critical component to getting things going and keeping on their timeline of having skilled staff, not only pre-production, but also during production. So
absolutely. And part of that's the customized training of their current employees, but they are very much looking to us to train prospective employees as well.
Yeah, you got to have a long game on this one. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone's thoughts and input. I will entertain a motion either to approve or postpone until I think Clayton indicated they would like to come back in January, either approve or postpone approval until our January 11th meeting.
Yeah, this is Ray. I move that we postpone this agenda item and they come back to the committee no later than February 15th, 2024.
Okay, and that includes, obviously, but for the notes, that includes item B and C under the discussion agenda also.
Right. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ray. It's been moved to postpone Dodge City Community College's request for industrial maintenance training to no later than the February curriculum committee. All in favor? Oh, I need a second.
Oh, I second.
Sorry,
It's
Deb. Thanks for the second. All in favor, please say aye.
I,
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carried. And Clayton, I think you're probably on the timeline of January 11th. So please connect with Charmin in April or whoever you need to. And look forward to hearing back and discussing this on January 11th.
Very good. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Reminder, our next meeting is January 11th. Charmin, you gave me the nose. What do you have?
Yes, sir. I wasn't sure if you could see me or not. I did see that interim VP Johnson was able to join us, and I know that you planned to provide her a little bit of harassment and wanted to make sure you knew she was available for such.
It is totally unlike Rita to join quietly. So Rita, welcome. Welcome to the committee meeting. Congratulations on your interim appointment. Glad you're quote back with us in a different capacity, but obviously we'll enjoy your presence for the, at least hopefully in your mind, probably interim future, but I'm glad you're here. Do you want to say anything before we close out?
No, just thank you very much. I've listened to the discussion, and I think there are some things we can look at to help get this program down the line. And I certainly hope we can get the alignment process. If a one-year certificate is something that is being looked at or needed elsewhere in the state, that may be something that we want to be sure and kind of trying to work around and see where it is. But yeah, no, I definitely think I think Dodge does need this program. Their community needs this program, and the industry out there needs this program. But I think we'll do our best to help them get things so that we can get it approved and they can have it eligible for all the different types of funding that we can provide for them. So thank you.
Thanks, Rita. And again, welcome.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the committee, Cindy, Ray, or Deb? If not,
this is Ray. I just want to say welcome, Rita.
Thank you.
I don't know if this is a second or third coming on your part. I'm not sure which. I lost track.
Yeah.
But we're very excited to have you back in this role with all the experience and knowledge that you bring. We all feel a little better right now because there was a lot of uncertainty but feel like right now we're in good hands. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
all right. Well, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the committee meeting.
So move.
Second.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Cindy. If anybody objects, speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, our next committee meeting is January 11th. Thanks, everyone. We'll call this meeting adjourned.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Bye-bye.